actions.
Am I centered right now or no?
No Jerry curl.
Am I centered?
Let me just make sure you're centered. You're centered on everything else.
Yeah.
You're good.
We're good? We're good?
You
Live on YouTube?
We are live.
All right, people rolling on in here. James, what's the name of the live again today?
How to predict the future.
How to predict the future?
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about today?
That's what you said.
Man, you know how to predict the future?
No, I did not.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to another episode of the Mirabella Mindset. Hopefully these podcasts are getting better and better. That's why I'm doing them every day. And today, the title of the live or the podcast is How to Predict the Future. And James, do you know the best way to predict the future?
No clue.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. That is the best way. A lot of you guys feel like the past creates who you are now, when in reality, it's the future is what creates who you are now. It's the size of your goals, where you're going, what you want to achieve in your life. That dictates the actions you have to take right now in order to achieve those goals. So when I speak to people about what their goals are, what their vision is, and they're very vague, they're probably going to have a very vague future. Understanding where you want to go is pretty much 90% of everything. If you have no direction in life, it's because you don't know where you're going. And a lot of people are stressed because they don't have a goal. They don't have a strong vision. They don't have a reason to exist, a purpose. And in the book Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill, a definite purpose, a chief aim. Like, what are you doing here? That's the most important thing. That's like step one for the laws of success. Like, you really got to identify what is your target. And when people tell me, oh, I want to make more money. Okay, how much more? I want to get more clients. How many more clients? You need to have a specific goal in mind so you can measure and see if the actions you're taking are yielding the results that you want. So if I want to make $200,000 a year, what does that look like? How do I break that down? Where are you at right now? And if you're at $50,000 a year, then you have to find a way to make another $150,000 a year. If you're a hairstylist, how does that break down in terms of services you do? Highlights, haircuts, extensions, whatever it is that you do. And once you figure out what that number is, then you can figure out how to reverse engineer that and get to that goal. But if you want to have an amazing future, you have to be very clear and descriptive on what that future looks like. So you know if you're heading in the right direction or not. You know if the people you're hanging out with are people you should be hanging out with. The future isn't really that difficult. You can create any future you want. And if you don't have a big mind, and if you're stuck, and you're like, I don't know what I can do, I don't know what I can accomplish, and you're coming at your goals from a negative mindset already, you're not going to be able to be truly fulfilled and really achieve those goals. You're gonna get there, and you're gonna downplay the size of the goal that you want to achieve because you have a limited belief around you actually being able to achieve that goal. So I'm gonna stress you guys, when you are goal setting and you're thinking of your future, just go big. Like, go really, really big. Go bigger than you ever imagined. Make sure you feel uncomfortable. Make sure it makes you feel like it's going to be a little impossible to achieve it. Because if you're aiming for a target of, let's say, $2 million a year out of your business, and you fall short and hit 1.3, that's pretty damn good, especially if you're only making $50,000 a year right now. So the actions that you take are going to dramatically change depending on what you set your goals at. And if, let's say you wanted to be a professional athlete, the actions you take in order to get to that level are way different than somebody who just wants to maybe go to college and play football. Like, the way you look at the game, the way you train, how much momentum you need to really get behind you in order to get to that pro level is so much more different than if you just want to play in college. And so if you are a professional doing hair or lashes or barbering, you have to treat this like a profession. You got to be like a professional athlete. And I want you to think about how many professional athletes across the board, doesn't matter what sport, how many, whether it's Olympics or anything, how many of them have coaches? They all have coaches, all of them. It would be very difficult to achieve a certain level of success without a coach. Now, think of actors. How many acting coaches are there? How many singers? How many voice coaches do people have? Like, think about the highest level of any profession. They all have coaches. They all have mentors. They all have somebody helping them out. And if you don't have a clear path on how to get from where you are now to where you want to go, it's important that you hire someone to help you along that journey, to maybe time collapse that journey so it doesn't take you 10 or 20 years to get there. You could probably do it in 3 years. Hell, you might be able to do it in 1 year. But if you are trying to do it on your own without help, you're probably not going to achieve it, or it's going to take you a really long time to achieve it. And you're going to deal with a lot of mistakes, and you're going to spend a lot of money trying to get there. So the best way to predict the future is to create it. Another great way is to find someone who actually did it already and just do what they did. Success leaves clues. Just watch what they did. Watch what they're doing. Model them. Dan Martell has a quote. It's what's he say? Is it R&D? I think research and steel. I don't know. He has a really fun quote. It just slipped my mind right now. But if you guys follow Dan, if you don't follow Dan, follow Dan. And just research people. See what they do. Like, see what the actions they're taking. If there's somebody you like their social media, then take a look at their content and then make it your own. How can you create something like that for you to get the audience that they have? If you like a particular hairstylist, how are they cutting hair? What are their body mechanics like? What classes did they take? Are they a teacher? Are they an educator? Can you take classes from them? Every single person who achieves success has left clues along the journey. So if it's somebody like you follow on Instagram and they're at a place right now where you really admire their social media and you like where they're at in their business, scroll down as long as they didn't delete any of the posts and take a look at where they started. You're going to be surprised that they probably started exactly where you started from. The quality of the content's not going to be that great. You know, the microphones they may have no microphones, honestly. And it's going to give you a little more reassurance that you're on the right path and that you are exactly in the place where you need to be now. But if you keep letting your present self be defined by your past, you're never going to get to go or achieve the things that you want or go where you want to go. You have to let your future dictate that. And if your future is big enough and bright enough and your goals are huge, that will define who you are today. So it's your future. That's what defines the actions you take today, not your past. So, guys, if you're struggling right now in marketing, in sales, in leadership, we're gonna open the comments up to anyone. James, are you monitoring the chat?
Always.
Awesome, James. Guys, drop some questions in the comments. I wanted just to do a quick little podcast today talking about your future, because a lot of you guys don't even think about your future is what really controls your present day actions. You always think it's your past. It's not your past. Your past already happened. Don't let it define who you are anymore. So James, is there any questions in there?
Nope.
Nothing? Beautiful. All right, guys, I'll give you another minute to ask any questions that you guys might have. James, how many people are in the chat right now?
10.
10, beautiful. You 10 people, you must have the most amazing career right now. And I love it. So let me know if you guys have questions. If not, then we are going to end this show and this live rather early to get back to some other business. So, James, going once, going twice?
We got nothing.
All right, guys. If you are following on Instagram, jump to the YouTube channel. You can watch the replay of this live. If you just jumped in and you missed it, go to YouTube. It's Nick Mirabella. It's youtube.com/Nick Mirabella1. Click subscribe, hit the alert button, get alerted when I come out with a new live every single day. Enjoy your Fridays. Hopefully you're busy in the salon and you're doing hair. You're not just scrolling on Instagram trying to figure out where your next clients are coming from. So if you're on Facebook, thanks for watching. James, that is it for today. We're wrapping it up early.
Have a good weekend.